I just watched Tron Ares, here's my spoiler-free review, let's recap! Now becoming the third installment in the legendary franchise, in Tron Ares, we followed tech giants Encom and Dillinger Corporation in a technological race for AI advancements. Seeking for dominance, Dillinger sends Ares, an AI weapon. However, things don't go according to plan when Ares gains sentience. I have to say, for a revival to an already forgotten franchise, this film isn't doing much to keeping that franchise alive. Now, I wouldn't say this film is all bad, but it is a very flawed revival. Guess I'll start talking the positives before the negatives. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind when talking about the Tron world are the visuals. And here, without a doubt, the visuals were super stunning. This gets an A in my book. No, an A+. This movie is just super stunning to see. So much vibrant colors, and also the futuristic vibe just fits so well with the soundtrack of this film. The movie really nailed the vibe of this world. Really love the scenes in and out of the grid. Through these visuals, they just look super cool. Also, I'm a pretty big fan of the story here. With the first two Tron films, we saw people being brought into the grid. In this film, we see AI being brought to our world. The change in concept was really an interesting one. It was a great story, but here also is where we get into the negatives. And that's with the pacing issue. Because the pacing in this film was just really off. We barely got time spent on the grid, and the character chemistry just felt super rushed. The film plays it as though Jared Leto's Ares and also Greta Lee's Eve Kim is supposed to have a strong bond, but that's not very much felt throughout this film. Also, you don't really care much about these characters either way with the way they're written. They were just poorly done. Starting with Ares, an AI gaining sentience does sound pretty interesting, but the way Jared Leto plays him is nothing like that. Now, I'm not throwing shade at the guy, he does have his hit and misses, but this was a definite miss. Ares felt nothing short like an AI, he felt more so like a motionless robot. Greta Lee's character, Eve, also feels very much the same. She's supposed to be the main character here next to Jared Leto, but she doesn't have that main character energy. Nothing about her really brings you to care about her, not even her backstory. Getting Jeff Bridges back here as Kevin Flynn was pretty cool, but he doesn't play much into the story, so it just felt one and done. Now you might be thinking, what about the villains? Well, they're pretty much the same. They're also poorly written. Dillinger felt like a spoiled brat, and Athena didn't feel any sort of way menacing. And so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say that this film is nothing more than just a visual spectacle. And with that, here's my score.